Hello and welcome. You are watching Jones Longhorns football on the Oklahoma Sports Network as we are here with the Jones home openers. They are set to take on the Kiefer Trojans here at home, their first home matchup of the season. I'm Zach Reynolds, and along to help me call this action tonight, my good friend Boston Barnett. Boston, are you ready for some Friday Night Lights?
I'm ready. Thank you so much for having me here, Zach. I'm excited to get this underway and call some good football.
Absolutely. As you see there on the field, just had the coin toss, and the coin toss is brought to you by Bail Bonds by Tomorrow. Have you missed the ball on paying a ticket? Call Bail Bonds by Tomorrow at 405-200-5110. 15-plus years of serving the community. That's Bail Bonds by Tomorrow. As I mentioned, Jones set to take on the Kiefer Trojans. Both teams go 1-0. They each had a Week 0 matchup. Jones won 56-6 against Luther, just up the road in Luther last week. Nice offensive performances from Asen Hansen, Carlos Hardeman, Hunter Purvis, and several others as well. But, Boston, why don't you give me a rundown on what Kiefer did last week to open the season?
Kiefer took on the Sperry Pirates and won 46-20. Quarterback Cash Worley is going to be something that Jones is going to have to look out for. Didn't throw for a whole lot, only 96 yards on 6 completions, but ran the ball for 90 yards and a touchdown. Running backs, you're going to have to watch out for KJ Bowers, 74 on the ground for 9 carries and 2 touchdowns. And wide receiver Carson Cooper will be the main target for the Kiefer Trojans. So
expect a little bit of the same as we saw last week, where it was Luther that ran the ball a lot. Maybe a little bit more throwing in this Kiefer attack. We'll have to wait and see. Jones going to stick to their game plan as usual. A lot of run early, then they can work in the pass. And, they ran a lot, really heavy in the first half last week. But by the end of the game, the receivers for Jones had some really good statistics all across the group.
Yeah, Hunter Purvis able to get over that century mark, collected 110 total for 3 touchdowns. And Carlos Hardman able to get 95 and only 4 catches.
Yeah, he had some explosive plays, including a screen pass that went for a long touchdown for Carlos Hardeman Jr. We'll see some more of him tonight, I am sure. On the defensive side, Jones, the defense was maybe a little bit of a question mark coming into the season, only because they lost so much talent graduating last year, but they held up really good last week. As we mentioned, only allowed 6 points and had some good performances from, of course, we know Luke DeBusk, but even Eli, his younger brother, getting some more opportunities, not just on special teams, but on defense this year, really stepped up last week.
Yeah, the little brother collected 4 solo along with 4 assisted tackles, 2 of which for a loss, and recorded Jones' only sack on the day.
So we're expecting big things again in this matchup. Last year, Kiefer faced Jones at Kiefer, and Jones won that game 33-0. We'll see if Jones has another shutout under their hats tonight, or if Kiefer puts something on the board here early, trying to get going quick.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be looking at a good matchup one way or another. Either it'll be close and fun, or Jones will run away with it like last year.
We're going to go ahead and take a break here for a little bit, and then we'll be back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-609-3637. No referral needed. Mention this ad and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-609-3637. No referral needed. Mention this ad and get a...
This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-609-3637. No referral needed. Mention this ad and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Just moments away from kickoff here for the Jones home opener here in Jones, Oklahoma. It's a pretty windy night out tonight, Boston. Seems like it's died down a little bit compared to what it was about 30 minutes to an hour ago, but still expect high winds tonight. We'll see how that affects things, especially in the kicking game. We know Jones has a good kicker in Colson Lindsey, but he is a young player, and we'll see how the wind affects that as well as the passing game on some deep throws.
Yeah, Kiefer ran the ball with 12 different players last week, so probably going to suit their play style more and help them out when they need it against this tough Jones team.
Jones was really good against the run last week against the Luther Lions, and they'll have another rushing attack that they'll have to face off against Kiefer here tonight. Both teams set to come out on the field, and then we'll have kickoff here just moments away. Jones looking to kick off another good start to their season. Had 9 wins last year and came up short in the quarterfinal against Metro Christian. Trying to go even further in the playoffs this year. That's the goal. Every year, state championship. And Jones trying to put together the beginning of the season, get things ironed out here early, especially once we're heading towards district play. It comes up faster than you would expect.
Yeah, Kiefer aiming for that same state title that Jones is. It's definitely going to be a tough road for anybody in the state. And you're just going to play solid football the entire year if you want a chance at it.
Kiefer had a good team last year as well. I believe they went 8-4 last season. And they're expecting to have a good team again this year. Should be a really good matchup between these two teams. Jones with the home field advantage this year. Last year, this game was played at Kiefer, also in Week 1. Cash Worley did play in that game at quarterback as well. But he's another year experience this year, and we'll have to see how he fares.
Yeah, he's definitely grown since last year, up to 6'5" on the roster now. Definitely going to have the ability to find his receivers, but it's just if they call those pass plays.
Just game 2 of the year, but if you don't want to miss any more Jones football games, there are a number of other sports and teams all across the state of Oklahoma. Make sure to download the Oklahoma Sports Network's apps. It's on Apple, it's on Android, it's on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick, and Apple TV as well. Free to download, free to watch. Just go into any of those apps on whichever device you prefer. Search for the Oklahoma Sports Network and download it, and you can watch any of the 13 schools in the network. We've got football, of course, now is the big one, but there will be baseball, softball, basketball. There's even sometimes racing and roller derby on there. Anything you want, you can find on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Up to 13 schools in the network and growing each year.
Yeah, so many places now, there's not an excuse to not watch it.
Follow us on social media as well. You can find us at the Oklahoma Sports Network on most of them, or at OK Sportsnet on Twitter/X. You can find us on YouTube as well, where there's pretty much a weekly podcast, but there's a regular podcast on there as well. There's a lot of highlight videos and things like that from the schools across the network. Or you can find us on our website at oksportsnet.com, where each week you can vote on the OSN Player of the Week, and that's not exclusive to just Jones or to just Oklahoma Sports Network schools, not just the 13 schools in the network. That's across the entire state of Oklahoma. We'll pick 3 highlight players each week, and you can vote on the OSN Player of the Week at oksportsnet.com each and every week here, trying to get the fans involved and hear what they have to say on what the Oklahoma sports is looking like across the state.
Well, I'm sure they're enthused, and here comes the Jones Longhorns.
Jones out for the first time in front of their home crowd this year. Great crowd, we know. They travel well as well. Saw a bunch of Jones faithful in Luther last week. Of course, that's a pretty short drive for them from here, but they will show out throughout the season, but they get their first chance to have a home field advantage this season here.
Yeah. This is definitely going to be a fun game for the fans. First home game of the season is always going to be a fun one, no matter where you are and what team you are.
It's been very hot this month and last month, but with the wind, it's feeling a little bit more like football weather here tonight, too.
Yeah, we're definitely getting into the fall season, those later months of the year where it's going to cool down and really make it easier on these guys on this turf field.
Kiefer will start with the football as Colson Lindsey out and preparing to kick this one off. We'll see who Kiefer sends out as their kick returner. As you mentioned, they had a lot of guys run the ball last week, so plenty of people with athleticism for them that they could choose.
Yeah, but some of those guys, you're up by 30, you put them in just for the fun of it, see what they can do against a team that you're already dominating. So we'll see what happens with this game if those guys get in or not.
See Dakota Morris back there right now as one of the returners. It looks like Lucas Boyles as well. I believe that's number 9 back there.
I'm going to agree with you on that one, Zach.
So Colson Lindsay ready to boot the kickoff here. He's got a good leg, almost perfect from extra points last week. The only extra point that was counted as a miss was a low snap that they had to try to turn into something. Other than that, he was perfect, 6 for 6. We're underway here in Jones, Oklahoma. Week 1 action. Morris does receive the kickoff. He's going to have a lot of work just in front of the end zone. Trying to cut it back up the middle, and he is drove down at the 20-yard line. So a nice return from where he caught the football, but still just to the 20, and that's where Kiefer will start the game.
Yeah, running towards his own end zone, caught the ball over his shoulder. A tough catch to make, and to turn it around and get back to the 20. Good on his part, and good blocking up until the eventual tackle.
First chance to see Cash Worley run the offense for the Kiefer Trojans here tonight. Formation looks like they'll have one receiver to the top. That's Brody Baxter. Look out for Carson Cooper today, wearing number 3 for them. He does a lot for them on offense and defense.
Yeah, stacked box here. Looks like they're going to run the ball.
And we've got a penalty before the first snap. Could be a false start. We'll see. And it is. So just like that, Kiefer backed up to a 1st and 15 from the 15 before they even snapped the football.
And they're definitely going to have to watch that if they want to succeed against this Jones defense.
That's a really stout defense. You don't want to find yourself behind the sticks too often. Looks like the same formation. They'll have Baxter come across. And now we'll have a handoff to Boyles up the middle. He's got some room, and now Herta Longhorn's going to drive him down, able to pick up a few yards.
It looks like a 4-yard gain there. Maybe they'll run this stack formation the entire game. Maybe they won't. But if they can get 4 yards a carry, it's going to be successful.
Make it 2nd and 12 from the 18 here as we're in the first quarter. Just underway in Jones. 2 receivers to the right side this time, again at the top of your screen. Standing 6'5", Worley has the ball. He'll look to throw over the middle, and it is off the hands of the intended receiver, Drake McMasters, and that one was dangerous. Could have been picked off by a Jones defender, but it falls to the ground.
Yeah, just right through the hands of number 48 there. Unfortunate incomplete pass for Worley and the Trojans offense.
So now they'll face a 3rd and long, 3rd and 12 to be exact, still from the 18. Here on the first possession, we'll see if Jones brings pressure on 3rd and long. Worley looking to throw. Has a good pocket, fires down the middle of the field, and just too tall for Rowdy Plum. Went big that time on 3rd down, but couldn't connect.
Yeah, number 19, Rowdy Plum, able to get open there on that little post route, but just a little over his head from Worley. Going to have to fix that later in the game.
So we'll see a punt here from the Trojans, and Drew Thomas back over the logo. Had a punt return touchdown last week, but it was called back for a block in the back, but we know he's got skills as a returner. Looks like Blake stopped to do the punting for the Trojans. Saw him in warm-ups. He's got a decent leg as the punter. But just as they snap it, the referee blows the play dead here. And the official's going to get together and talk something over here, it looks like. Not for long, though. Both teams back out here, and they'll punt it away here on 4th and 12.
Did they think there was a timeout called, or what's going on here? I don't know.
Regardless, we'll stop back, set to punt this one away. Thomas, the returner for Jones. Stop with kind of a running kick, a line drive. That's over the head towards the sideline. It'll be downed at the Jones 45, so a nice punt there from Stop, especially for the high school level.
Yeah. Now Jones is going to start with some very good field position from their own 46. It's going to be tough on this Kiefer defense.
Going to be your first opportunity to see Asen Hansen, I believe. Boston is highly advertised. Was a finalist for the OSN Player of the Year last year and had a really good week 0 last week.
Yeah, I saw those stats, and I'm expecting some big things from this young man.
Seeing Luke DeBusk travel out there as the running back to start things off. Played a lot of running back in the second half of the season last year. He's with Hansen in the backfield. Hansen will hand off to DeBusk, trying to go up the right side. And he is a tough runner. He's up to the 50. We know about his skills as a linebacker, how he loves to run and hit. And those same skills can help you at running back, Boston.
Yes. Lower the shoulder, hit hard. That's pretty much it. Just run fast.
Tough to bring down. And that's a nice first down run. 4 yards and make it 2nd and 6 right at the 50-yard line. DeBusk stays in there. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left at the top of your screen. That looks to be Carlos Hardiman Jr. Had a big week last week. Another handoff for DeBusk. Trying to break it to the outside this time. Now he cuts it up across the 50, and there's a flag late in the backfield.
And DeBusk able to break through 1 tackle there, but then was swarmed by the Kiefer's defense.
See what this penalty is. Might bring Jones back. They had quite a few penalties last week. Of course, it's early in the season. These are things that you expect to get cleaned up over time.
We'll see what the call is.
And it is going to be a hold against Jones, so that'll back him up here. We'll put him behind the sticks a little bit here on 2nd down.
Looking at about 2nd and 15 here.
All the way back to the 40-yard line. Trip Rogers now in there as the halfback with Asen Hansen. Rogers on the left hip of Hansen. 2 receivers to each side. Hansen looking to throw for the first time in this matchup. Has a good pocket. Stays, fires, and finds Hardiman. And now he'll show off the shiftiness. Breaks 1 tackle, and it's going to take a bunch of Trojans to bring him down. Got back to the original line of scrimmage to bring up about 3rd and 10.
Able to avoid that first tackler, but then was caught on the ankle by the second one. Was just able to hold on until his friends got there and took him down.
Really nice sign from the offensive line there. Hansen had all day to throw and survey.
Yeah, great blocking by the O-line. The defense is going to have to figure that out.
I'll call it 3rd and 9 here. 9:40 to go in the first quarter. Jones trying to move the sticks on their first possession. Hansen looking to throw. Looking towards that left side. Now works back right. Now he'll take off. Up the middle to the left side. Is across the 50. Fighting and is drugged down. Just shy of the Kiefer 45. He'll be short of a first down. This could be 4-down territory at this spot of the field.
But there's a flag out here in the secondary. Maybe there was a holding or something that'll give Jones the first down.
Dom Harris seems to be pointing that way. He thinks that's the call. We'll see from the official here. And there is going to be a hold on the defense, so that will move the sticks. Again, a good pocket for Hansen. Had a long time. Let those receivers work, and that's a long time to try and have to cover if you're the Kiefer defense, and that time it calls to hold.
Yeah, Kiefer only rushing 3 players there, and it looked like they had a spy. So just trying to shut down that pass game to make sure that Hansen can't do anything with it.
Now the indication is that they're moving the ball back. The official's indication was holding on the defense. We'll see where they mark this football at.
Looks like it'll be a first down.
And now they'll move it up, and they switch it over to a first down. And the ball will be placed at the...
Looks like the Kiefer 43.
43-yard line. And that's where Jones will take over for another 1st and 10. See how long the Jones offensive line can hold up. Hansen with 2 really nice pockets so far. Design run this time was designed to go right, cuts back left, up the middle a little bit, and he picks up nice yardage on first down. Hansen really good vision as a runner that time.
Able to evade the original run spot that got swallowed by that Kiefer defense and able to wiggle out and gain about 6 yards.
So it'll be 2nd and 4 for Hansen and the Longhorn offense. Rogers still the running back in there with them. They're looking toward the sideline for the play call here. 8:45 to go in the first quarter. No score just yet. First possession for Jones after forcing a 3-and-out on Kiefer, who started with the football. Rodgers in motion. Hansen will run to the left side. Cuts it up the middle. Slips through one tackle, spinning around. He's across the 30. Ball might have come out, though. There's a dog pile there.
2 linemen were still blocking, and one of them got his helmet threw off down the field. There is a flag.
Kiefer thinks they've come up with the football. And that's the indication here that there was a fumble at the end of that play, and Kiefer will take over on offense. Certainly was a lot of extracurriculars going on there between offensive and defensive linemen.
Number 77, Ty Duran, had his helmet ripped off by the defender. And there is a flag that has not yet been called.
Either way, it looks like it'll be Kiefer football, so it is an unsportsmanlike conduct here. It looks like it's going to be against Jones. That's the indication from the referee, but Kiefer's going to take over with 8:29 to go. Jones and Hansen cough up the football as they were nearing the red zone.
And Kiefer picked it up at about the 35-yard line, about that unsportsmanlike will move him up about 15 yards.
So that'll give them good field position here to start this drive. All the way up to the 42.
Let's see if this Jones defense can do what it did last time and stop him from even getting 1 first down.
Our first possession, it was a 3-and-out for Kiefer. Worley, the quarterback. Hands off to his running back, Morris. He's got a big hole up the middle, still on his feet, and will be drugged down, but he picks up a first down. Got into the secondary that time before being tackled.
Kiefer O-line able to just move those Jones D linemen out of the way and open up a big hole for the running back. And he was just able to take advantage of it, get a first down.
And they're into Jones territory here, all the way up to the Jones 48, and they've got a fresh set of downs. Handoff again, no, instead Worley keeps it up the middle. He's got nice room, and he's across the 40. Bybee, the safety, in on the tackle, but not before a nice first down run for Cash Worley.
Yeah, they motioned number 20 across, Dakota Morris, and faked the handoff, and looks like it fooled a couple of defenders, but not the main ones who needed to get on the tackle.
2nd and 3rd here, and Jones jumps across the line. That'll give him a free 5 and a first down.
Yeah, number 42, Jesse Hernandez, just gets a bit ahead of himself there.
Hernandez had a good game last week with some pressures and a sack, I believe. Jumps the gun that time, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans. They are driving on the Longhorns here, who the defense all of a sudden, a fumble, defense has to go back out there, and they've had some trouble with the run here. And Jones is going to call a timeout to talk things over as they are on the rocks here a little bit early. 7:28 to go in the first, and Kiefer driving will be back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to.
Zach Reynolds, Boston Barnett, back with you on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Kiefer driving on Jones here after getting the ball back with a fumble from Asen Hansen. Roy, the quarterback, hands off, run up the middle, and that time Jones stuffs it right at the line.
It looked like a well-called blitz there by Jones. Had 5 on the line and just able to get the linebackers in there to stop the run up the middle.
That was Bowers on the run. He's listed at 5'9", 215. You can see he's well built, more of a power back for them. didn't have much room there. It'll be 2nd and 10. So the timeout, at least on the first play, works for Jones defense. They come up strong there. Worley adjusting some things at the line. And still
looking like he's got 4 wideouts there.
Interesting formation here. Across comes Stop. Sling it out to Morris, and he misses him. Looks like they're trying to set up a screen there. A little swing pass to the running back, Morris, and just a little out in front of him, so it'll be 3rd and 10. Jones trying to stand strong here after giving up a couple of nice runs.
Yeah, now 3rd and long. Kiefer pretty much has to pass this ball, which is not their strong suit. So let's see what the Jones defense can do here.
I've not completed a pass just yet. They're trying a few. Worley takes the snap, fakes the handoff to one, then gives it to Morris, and he'll pick up a nice gain, but it'll be 4th down. When you run a play, when you go with a run on 3rd down like that, you have to think they're going to go for it here.
Yeah, well, I don't think we mentioned it, but their kicker was 0 for 1 for PATs last week and 0 for 1 for field goals. So probably not going to be a lot of kicking from this team today.
It's worth mentioning the wind has shifted a little bit. Not quite as windy as it was earlier, but still could be a factor throughout this game, and they are going to go for it on 4th down. Listed at 4th and 7 from the 31, 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Worley fakes the handoff, will roll out to the left, looking to throw. Airs this one out down the sideline towards the end zone, and it is knocked away, nearly intercepted by Jet Bybee in one-on-one coverage, and he had him just blanketed in coverage.
A great coverage by Bybee. They're just able to stay with the receiver and see the ball the whole way. And fortunate for Jones that he couldn't grab that, or else they'd be down at the 1 instead of around the 30. Oh, and there's a player down for Kiefer.
Yeah, they have somebody go down, trying to go over to the sideline. Hopefully he will be okay. We'll step away momentarily and be back with Jones on offense on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Jones takes over back on offense after a turnover on downs and great coverage from Jet Bybee. Last possession, Jones was driving a tad and then fumbled the football, but the defense stood strong, so we're still scoreless here. 5:54 to go in the first quarter. Hansen back out there with a chance to bounce back after the fumble. 2 receivers to each side. Hansen will look to run up the gut. Picks up a couple. Will try to fight for more, but Kiefer stands him up. He gets up to the 35.
Hansen slammed to the ground there right after the whistle was blown. And thankfully, the injured player, number 10 for Kiefer, Doug Crowder, was able to walk himself off the field.
Yeah, was on his way back to the sideline and went down, but as he mentioned, able to walk back off under his own power, which we like to see. We'll see if he can come back in this game later on. Empty backfield here for Asen Hansen. Throws quickly to Hardiman on the outside. He'll pick up the first down, fighting for more. It's going to take a ton of Trojans to bring him out of bounds.
A well-ran curl route there, stopped right at the line of scrimmage. The ball pulled him back a little bit, but he's a big, strong kid, able to evade and power through for the first down.
Carlos Hardiman, one of those guys that is not likely to be tackled on the first attempt every time he catches the football. I'm not sure between last week and through the first quarter so far this game, I've seen him go down with just 1 tackle attempt. Handoff this time for Rogers. Big hole up the middle. He'll pick up 4 or 5, just shy of the 50.
It ran into 2 Kiefer defenders there, and they're just big enough to bring him down.
Hansen going quick here. Jones offense trying to catch Kiefer subbing. Hand off to Rogers again, but first it's blown dead. I believe Kiefer might have got a timeout off here, and they did. Caught in the wrong personnel, trying to get guys off the field. Timeout, Kiefer. Jones get their drive here with 4:49.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
So after the Kiefer timeout, it'll be 2nd and 5 for the Longhorns from the 49-yard line, trying to get back into Kiefer territory where they were on their first possession before they fumbled the football. Still here in the first quarter, 4:49 to go. Handoff for Trip Rogers. No, Hansen now slings it out to Collier down the sideline, trying to tiptoe, and he's got the first down. Nice play design that time from offensive coordinator Ted Durrell and the Longhorns.
A good fake there by Hansen to fool the defense and then run out to the side. Able to find his receiver on the sideline to pick up the first down.
Able to use Collier's speed that time. A lot of things you have to account for. Hansen keeps it again. They run that same play, but Collier goes down trying to catch it.
It looked like he just tried to cut back there too quick and slipped under his own feet.
Went with that same exact play, and I like that play because, again, like I mentioned, you've got to account for the running back on a play fake. Then you got to think Hansen's going to take off with it, which he does so much and so well, and then he slings it out to another speedy guy in Collier.
That's definitely a deadly play. That's definitely hard to stop.
Be 2nd and 10 here. 2 receivers to each side of the formation. John Coy Johnson's the running back. Hansen tries to run the same play. This time to Hardiman, and it'll take a shoestring tackle from Stop to bring him down. And now we've got a penalty come up late. Going to be after the play.
Number 11, Desmond Nash, looking upset about it. Maybe a taunting penalty?
It could be. It was a nice tackle as Hardiman was trying to break away and show off his wheels again.
And did a little back juke, got off the ground, just got his foot snagged by Nash there.
And they're going to pick up the flag, looks like. So no penalty, and it'll be 3rd down for the Longhorns just into Kiefer territory. We'll see what the Longhorns come with here, trying to pick this one up. 3rd and 7 from the 42. Trips to the right, one receiver at the top of your screen on the left side. That's Hardiman Jr. Johnson still the running back. Hansen wanting to throw. Throws left to Hardiman, and he catches it. Did he keep his feet in bounds? No signal yet. I believe they're going to give him the first down, and now we've got a penalty. This one might be against Hardiman Jr.
He definitely caught the ball, but it looked like he was tackled in the air and landed out of bounds. And then just staring and saying something on the sideline, just can't do that.
The initial mark here is that he caught it in bounds and got the first down, but the penalty might bring them back. I believe that would move the sticks either way, but we'll have to see. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct against Jones on Hardiman. But that does come after the play, so it'll move the ball back, but I believe it should be a first down. Hardiman and Hansen working on a good connection here early. I've thrown for a couple of first downs to him.
The ref's still trying to figure out this ball placement. And there they go.
And then they'll back it up to the Jones 49-yard line. But again, it is a first down, so the play stands as a nice throw and catch from Hansen to Hardiman for the first down, but then the penalty brings them back.
Yeah, they actually lose yards but gain the down. It's a strange rule in football that you rarely see.
3:48 to go in the first. No score just yet. Both teams' defenses have been strong. Luke DeBusk in the game on offense again here. His trips to the right. DeBusk will be lined up as a tight end. Trip Rogers will be the running back with Hansen in the backfield. Rogers on the left hip of Hansen. He'll take the snap and run with it towards the left side. Cuts it back up the middle. And again, it's going to take the entire Trojan defense to try to bring him down. And the offensive line gives him a bit of a push. All of a sudden, they end up with 7 or 8 there on first down.
Yeah, Hansen gets hit around the 3-4 yard gain mark. And then that offensive line just rallies behind him and shoves him forward. Passed through that Kiefer defense for a 9-yard gain.
This is an experienced offensive line for Jones, led by the left tackle, Jack Mendoza. Purvis across the formation here to the left side. Hansen to run again. Towards that left, has some room. Look at the wheels go, throws a stiff arm. He's got the first down and much more, just shy of the 20-yard line.
Hansen's so smart to be patient there and wait for his blocks to set up so he can hit the hole and gain that big yardage.
So across the 25 here up to the 24-yard line, looks like they'll spot him at. Another Longhorns first down, and now the offense starting to move a little bit, trying to put their first points on the board.
It looks like they're getting into a rhythm here.
Rogers still the running back at the right hip of Hansen. Going to be handoff for Rogers up the middle, puts his head down, picks up a nice gain on first. He's up to the 20-yard line for a gain of 4.
Good blocking there to open up a hole, but and better by the defense to actually get there and stop a bigger gain.
Jones going quick here. Like what they see from the defense. Hansen fires out to Purvis, and it's going to take 3 Trojans to bring him down. Man, Kiefer thinks they have the ball again on another fumble. Ethan Hansen over there near the official trying to plead Jones' case. We'll see who they mark it as. If they marked that as a fumble or not, and
they will.
Kiefer's sideline going crazy. 2 possessions. They've got 2 fumbles right around that 20-yard line.
I'm not quite sure who forced the fumble, but number 8, Cameron Bowman, picked it up and was enthusiastically running it back for a little bit there.
So Kiefer's defense once again bends and does not break, forcing a fumble turnover for the second time in as many possessions.
Around the same area, too, deep into their own territory.
Twice, Jones has been knocking on the door of the red zone and coughed it up. Their defense has been strong so far, and they'll have to try to stop Kiefer again after the offense gave it up. Empty backfield for Cash Worley and the Trojans. 2:10 to go in the first quarter here. Still no score. Worley up the middle has plenty of room, and he'll be brought down, but he's near the first down marker.
Yeah, Worley fakes the handoff to the motion man and just runs it up the middle. Good blocking by the offensive line to get that open for him. And it looks like they'll give him the first down.
Yeah, got to the first down marker. So a 10-yard gain there on first down. Last time they took over possession because of a fumble, they had a couple of nice run plays in a row before stalling out. More traditional look here on offense from the Trojans. Another motion man comes across. And going to have a false start here. So that'll back him up 5 yards.
Yeah, that motion seems to be Kiefer's game plan, trying to fool the Jones defense in one way or another.
Almost every play they've had some sort of motion man. They'll be backed up 5 yards here and make it 1st and 15 from the 24. Still not connected on a pass yet, but they've had some nice runs. Another keeper here for Worley up the middle. This time it's snuffed out better. He coughs up the football. Jones dives on it, and they get the ball back. Drew Thomas comes up with it. I believe it was who else but Luke DeBusk that knocks it out.
A great athleticism there to get your hand in there and punch that ball out from a guy who does have a very large frame and built to hold on to that thing.
We're in the first quarter still, minute 29 to go in the first. We've seen 3 fumbles already.
Definitely an eventful game. Nothing shy of this.
So the Jones offense will take back over, trying to hang on to the football this time and put the first points of the game on the board.
Maybe that fumble will change the tide for this Jones offense, let him actually get into the end zone here.
Rogers, the running back, with Hanson, the QB. 2 receivers to the right side and 1 alone at the top of your screen to the left. That's Purvis out there. He'll come across the formation, and it's blown dead.
That'll be a false start on Jones.
So that'll back them up to a 1st and 15. Still just week 1. Last week was week 0, just the second game for each of these 2 teams. Things to clean up, of course, as you go throughout the season.
Yeah, both teams there forced a fumble on that first play, a false start by the offensive line. O-line just getting ahead of themselves, it seems, both sides.
Hanson surveying the defense pre-snap. Now Hardiman goes in motion. He'll take the hand. Oh, no, Hanson keeps it. He's going to be swallowed up, trying to break some tackles, still spinning around, but he is eventually dropped for a loss.
Hanson does a great job of avoiding those first 3 tacklers that tried to get him, but eventually you can only do so much and so many people will get to you.
The Trojan defense rallied to the football that time. And so now Jones really behind the sticks here. It'll be 2nd and 19. All the way back to the 38-yard line under a minute to go in the first quarter. Offense looking towards the sideline for the play call here. 3 receivers to the left side, just 1 to the right. It's Hardiman Jr. at the bottom of the screen. Hanson looking to throw, fires to the middle on the slant. That's caught by Guthrie. He's got lots of room to run. He breaks a tackle inside the 10, drags some defenders inside the 5-yard line.
Great route combo there by the offensive coordinator. Sending one guy down the sideline deep and have that slant open. Great read by Hanson to find him over the middle.
Mace Guthrie does not play a whole lot, at least not last week, but he makes a big opportunity pay off right there. Jones trying to go quickly here. John Coy Johnson checks into the game as the running back. Now they'll slow down and look to the sideline for the play call here. 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. Jones knocking on the door of the end zone.
Looks like Trip Rogers is out there too behind the tight end.
Big formation here with 2 receivers to the right side. Now Johnson in motion to the right. Hanson takes it, fires that way, looking for Hardiman, but skips it into him. Just couldn't quite get it out there for the screen.
A well-designed play and a good execution aside from the pass, but I think there are 3 running backs out there for that one. So definitely a heavier set. I was expecting a run there.
Clock stops on the incompletion with 6 seconds to go in the first quarter. Jones trying to put the first points on the board. Here comes Jesse Hernandez. I don't believe he played on offense last week. He's a big body. He'll come in. Looks like he's going to set up in a tight end position as an extra blocker. DeBus is the running back. Hanson's going to take it himself with DeBusk as the lead rocker. Hanson trying to break it outside, looking for the edge, and he will score. Hanson showing off the speed to the outside.
A great blocking there by the offense. All 3 running backs getting up there to put some bodies on the defense. And Hanson able to just use his speed and agility to avoid the players and get on the outside and score that touchdown.
Colson Lindsey on for the extra point. He's been money in this spot since last year as a freshman. Back doing it again this year as a sophomore. Cash Marinko will be the holder. Good snap, good hold, and Lindsey pushes it right through. Jones strikes first. They lead 7-0 off the Asen Hanson touchdown run. We will be back with the second quarter on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
The Longhorns take back over with the fumble recovery. They drive down the field, and then Asen Hansen runs it in for a touchdown for the first score of the game between either team to make it 7-0 Jones. That scoring recap brought to you by Jones Nutrition, bringing you the best smoothies and energizing drinks in town. And they are proud supporters of Jones Athletics. 9244 Hiawassee Suite 400, or check them out on social media. So Jones strikes first here, their first score in the home opener, and now Colson Lindsay out to kick this one away back to Kiefer, who has had a couple of drives stall out and then coughed up the football with a fumble their last time out. And this will be the start of the second quarter as well, as that touchdown ended the first. Morrison Boyles back to receive the kickoff for the Trojans. Lindsay with the big boot. This time it'll be Boyles that comes up. No, instead it'll be Stop trying to break it to the outside, and he will be stood up just shy of the 30-yard line at the 29.
A shorter kick there by Lindsay, wanting to force them to return the ball instead of making a fair catch.
They actually moved the spot up to right at the 30-yard line, it looks like. And that's where Kiefer will take over. Cash Worley, the quarterback, known for his running ability, had a nice run last time out there, but then coughed up the football at the end of it. And Jones jumped on top of it. They took advantage, marched down the field, and scored.
Yeah, Kiefer's still running that one wide out. Look.
Motion man, and he has the handoff. That's Stop trying to get to the outside. DeBus stands him up right at the 30. Maybe gained a yard. No, they'll call it no gain.
Good job by DeBus to get over there and stop that. But you got to think there, he might have had the outside, but just didn't look or take it.
Decided to try to cut it back up the middle, and he was stuffed there. So it'll be 2nd and 10. No gain on first down. Same formation here for Kiefer. This time Worley keeps it up the middle, sidesteps one defender. Now he will be wrapped up by Dorian Wiley. Minimal gain that time for Worley. Wiley, another guy that's got some college offers coming his way. Scouts paying attention to him.
Yeah, Worley there looking like he's a little bit scared there. Maybe just scared of fumbling again.
Didn't want to cough up the football, and he didn't, but that brings up 3rd down and 8 from the 32. Stop comes back into the game for the Trojans. See if they go to the pass this time or if they treat this like 4-down territory and run it again. Keaton Lotta, the lone receiver at the bottom of your screen, facing off with Cade Templeton. Worley faked a handout, but we have early movement, it looks like here. This could back him up and make it 3rd and 13. No official signal just yet what the penalty is. I believe that's some sort of a legal shift, and it'll back them up. So a 3rd and long here for the Trojans. Now you'd think for sure a pass.
There's no way they're not. I mean, you got 15 yards to gain. You haven't gained more than 10 on a single run play yet, so you got to air it out and just hope for the best.
Cash Worley looking to his sideline for the play call here. 10:19 to go in the second quarter. Jones leads 7-0. It'll be 3rd and 13. Asking the band to stop playing, I believe, here as the offense is coming out of the huddle.
Looks like Kiefer will have 2 wideouts this time, one on each side.
Ladden is at the bottom of the screen at the right side of the formation. Empty backfield for Worley back there. He'll look to throw. Looked right now, looking to air it out down the left sideline. He's got a man open, but Morris can't quite get there. Just a little overthrown.
A good job by the receiver to get past the DB, but Worley just can't overthrow that much.
So that'll bring up 4th and 13, and the Trojans will punt. Stop out to do the punting again. Drew Thomas, the return man for the Longhorns. There's a nice punt last time from Blake Stop, so Thomas setting up a little further back than he usually would, respecting the leg of Stop. Good punt again, and Thomas catches it. Will try for a return up the middle, trying to break through some tackles. He's at the 40, and he'll be brought down there.
Initially hit by Dakota Morris and grabbed around the ankles and just able to hold him up until the rest of his teammates got there to bring him down.
Still good field position here for Jones. They'll take over at the Kiefer 40 with 10 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the second quarter. Scored their last time out with a Nathan Hansen touchdown run, and now they'll try to build that lead.
It looks like there's a flag down at about the 40-yard line.
At the opposite 40. Going to be a hold, and it's going to be against Jones, so they'll be backed up. So they'll start at the 30 instead of the 40-yard line. John Quay Johnson will be the running back here to start this drive. He had 2 touchdown runs last week at Luther. 2 receivers to each side of the formation here.
Kiefer still looking like a 3-man rush.
Hansen fakes the handoff, now fires into the middle of the field off the hands of Guthrie. Tried to go to the slant over the middle that time. He was a little behind him. Guthrie had that big catch and run on the last drive, earning himself some more playing time here.
Did that ball get tipped at the line of scrimmage or not?
It may have. It seemed a little soft and behind Guthrie. Usually Hansen puts it right on the money. Personnel change here. Riders checks in, as does Luke DeBusk. Johnson still the halfback, though. 2 receivers to the right, nobody to the left.
Looking like a touchdown formation.
Hansen fakes a pitch, now will go to the left. Has some room, breaks 1 tackle, and he's up just shy of the 40. That'll put him in good position here on 3rd down.
Stop able to grab his ankle there and drag him down. Good play by him.
Hansen able to slip his way up to the 39. It'll be 3rd and 1, short yardage situation here.
Running the ball, Hansen has done a great job of being patient and waiting behind his blockers.
Johnson still the halfback. Hansen will take it himself again up the right side this time. He's got the first down. All the way up to about the 45-yard line.
Again, a patient man waiting for his blockers to set up to get the most out of this run.
Patience and vision, that's what you want from a ball carrier, and Mason Hansen showcases those skills all the time. He can throw it as well.
Well, you better hope your quarterback has some vision. I mean, he's got to throw that ball all day long.
Right at the 45 here for a 1st and 10. 2 receivers to each side. Johnson still the running back. He'll take the handoff this time. Sidesteps 1 defender up the middle. Showing off the burst. He's all the way up to the 40 into Kiefer territory.
Able to evade the near loss back there in the backfield, but able to wiggle his way out there and get a big gain.
Hansen and the Longhorns going quickly here, and it's going to force a Kiefer timeout. They were not prepared for the hurry-up offense. Jones crowd getting into it here. 9:03 to go. They lead 7-0 and are threatening to score again on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-609-3637. No referral needed. Mention this ad and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
Big run from John Quay Johnson has Jones in Kiefer territory once again at the Kiefer 39, trying to drive down and put a touchdown on the board for the second straight possession. Forced Kiefer to call a timeout as they tried to hurry up after that long run. Be two receivers to the right, one to the left with DeBusk at tight end as well, an empty backfield. Hardiman across the formation. Fake a handoff to him. Hansen looking to throw down the field. He's got Collier down the sideline, and he can't bring it in. Bobbled with it at the sideline, and then came down with it, but out of bounds. Took a shot that time on first down.
Yeah, jumped up to catch that ball, Collier did, but just unable to grab it, came down and batted it up. Able to eventually bring it in, but just out of bounds by that point.
DeBusk checks out, and Guthrie checks back in. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 39. 8:56 to play here in the second quarter.
And we have an injured Kiefer player. Looks like Desmond Nash is hurting.
He's limping off to the sideline. We hope that he is okay. Went down for a second, but got back up on his own and was helped off to the sideline. And the Jones offense will take back over here on second down. To bust the halfback here. Hard runner, hard to bring down, more of a power back for the Longhorns. Hansen surveying the line. Fakes the handoff, fires to Hardiman, trying to set up a screen. Hardiman showing off the shiftiness, and he'll be drug out of bounds across the 35.
And Hardiman considered bringing that back inside until a defender just popped up out of nowhere, forced him to go back to the sideline and able to get a few yards out of it.
Carlos Hardiman's going to break some ankles this year. I'll just put it that way. He's really shifty when he gets the ball in his hands and can face up a defender. That play easily could have been stopped for no gain or a loss, and he was able to pick up a few and make it 3rd and 4. DeBusk still the halfback. Collier across the formation. Hansen looking to throw. Has time. Now some pressure. Will roll out to the right. And he might just take off with this one. He's got plenty of grass. No, he throws it down the sideline. Collier can't bring it in. Collier again open on the sideline and couldn't grab it.
And Kiefer brought some more pressure that time, rushing a 4 instead of their normal 3, forcing Hansen to get out of the pocket. Could have just taken it himself, but wanted the big shot, and Collier just unfortunately could not bring it in.
Had room to run for the first down, but like you said, he saw a big play opportunity. And for the moment, Jones' offense still out here on 4th and 4. Be a long field goal attempt, especially for the high school level, even as good as Colson Lindsay is, but it's too close to punt, so they'll go. To bust the running back. Hansen tried to get a Kiefer Trojan to jump off sides. Now they'll reset, check the sideline. And they'll call a timeout. Jones takes a timeout. We'll see if they run a play coming out of it or decide for a field goal or a punt. We'll step away on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be.
Fourth and 4 after the timeout from Jones. Looks like they will still go for it here at this position of the field at the Kiefer 33-yard line.
Trip Rogers in at the back now.
Two receivers to each side. Thomas and Hardiman on the left. Guthrie and Purvis on the right. Thomas across the formation. Hansen fires a slant to the middle. That's Guthrie. He's got it and more room to run. And it's going to take a couple to bring him down. He's all the way up to the 15. A couple of times now, Guthrie has caught a slant and then got extra yardage.
Yeah, Thomas went on the motion there, making it look like another screen pass. And then Guthrie just takes off on that slant route. Defense was not expecting it. Found him up and over the middle for the big gain.
Jones up to the line quickly here. Purvis alone at the right side of your screen, or the top of your screen. Hansen will run to the left side, has a lead blocker. That's Rogers showing the patience again, trying to break outside, throws a stiff arm to the 10, and he will be pushed out of bounds at the 5, drug into the fence, and there's the flag.
Good job by the defender to keep him from getting that touchdown, but you just got to stop whenever he gets out of bounds. You can't afford that flag at this close to the end zone.
That kept pushing him all the way into the fence out there, but Hansen seems to be just fine.
He seemed energized about it whenever he got out of there.
He knew he picked up a big play and then drew a foul as well. That'll make it 1st and goal for the Longhorns. They are so dangerous when they get in these situations close to the red zone.
It should be from about the 3-yard line.
Went heavy with their formation last time. They were up at the goal line and Hansen running in, and they're actually going to pick up this flag. No penalty. They're going to say that it was just momentum and no malicious intent, and I'm inclined to agree with them, to be honest with you. It's hard to stop your momentum like that going so quickly. Either way, that run brought Jones all the way up to the 5-yard line for a 1st and goal.
The Jones fans and the coaching staff appear to be unhappy about that pickup.
Coach Kevin Witt trying to get an explanation here. Obviously, you want to protect the quarterback and, well, just anybody, but I think that the rationale here is that pure momentum and the inability to stop that momentum is what drove them into the fence over there. Like I said, though, regardless, it's going to be 1st and goal from the 5, and looks like Jones will go with another heavy set here. Rogers and DeBusk in on the left side of the line. Jonquay Johnson's the running back. Hansen fakes a pitch, will try to take it himself, but Kiefer snuffed that one out immediately and drops him for a loss of 2.
It looked like a designed middle blitz there by Kiefer, able to just get through the offensive line and get to the quarterback immediately.
They knew it was coming that time. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 6. Same formation here for the Longhorns. Hardiman and Purvis to the left side as receivers. Hansen going to run up to the left side, trying to push through, and he will be stopped. He's all the way up to about the 2-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Hansen lowered his shoulder there, trying to push through everybody. Oh, and Hansen seems to be hurt.
He's come up slow. Looks to be favoring his left side here. He wants to stay in there, though. You love to see the grit from your quarterback. Just don't want to see him get hurt. 3rd and goal coming up for the Longhorns here. Jose Taylor into the game at halfback. He is small in stature, but he's a tough runner. Will lower his shoulder and plow somebody over if he's asked to. Hansen will try it himself again to the left side, and he is in his 2nd touchdown run of the game, and he's hyped about it.
Seems to be perfectly healthy now. Maybe he was faking the limp there.
I think adrenaline and winning cures all. That's what I think that is.
Yeah, you're probably right there, Zach.
Lindsey on for the extra point as Jones takes a 13-0 lead with 6:54 to go in the 2nd. Lindsey will try to add on the PAT here. Low snap, and now Marinko, the holder, going to try to take off with it, and he will be stopped. So no extra point that time, but Jones scores again. Another Ace and Hansen touchdown run. They lead 13-0 here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed.
John Quay Johnson with a nice run. Ace Guthrie with a nice catch and run. And then Ace and Hansen punches it in for the Jones second score of the game. That scoring recap brought to you by Jones Nutrition on 9244 Hiawassee Suite 400. Check them out on social media. Just stop in and say hi. They're big-time supporters of Jones Athletics. Lindsay kicks this one away back to Kiefer. Blake Stapp fields it at around the 20. He'll try to break back to the middle of the field, and he'll dive down to the 30. And that's where Kiefer will start this drive.
Another short kick there by Lindsay, trying to make the Kiefer offense work instead of just taking the free yards.
6:47 to go in the second quarter. Slow start in this game for Jones on offense. They had 2 fumbles on each of their first 2 possessions, but since then they've gone down and scored a couple of times, and that's where they've got their 13-0 lead. And the defense has been stout. Forced a couple of punts and forced a fumble of their own as the Jones defense. Also, I've seen a nice pass breakout to force a turnover on downs from Jet Bybee, the safety. More traditional look here on offense from the Trojans this time. Worley hands off to Morris, trying to go to the outside, trying to get to the edge, and he is tripped up. Nice play coming in the corner, Derek Templeton.
A great play there. Even though he got evaded, he was able to bite at the ankles of the running back and just mess him up enough to bring him down.
Able to trip him up for just a 1-yard gain. There is definitely more on the table there for Morris if he could stay up. You know, obviously corners have to cover, but once the ball is moving, they got to tackle as well, and Templeton showed off the tackling skills there.
Yeah, don't count him out on those head-to-head plays.
Empty backfield here. Worley will send a man across. That's Morris. Worley will take it himself up the guts, and he is pushed back almost immediately. DeBusk at the bottom of the pile there. Wiley in there as well. Those are going to be the 2 leaders on defense up front all season long for the Longhorns.
Yeah, an initial hole there made by the offensive line, but linebackers just on the next level ready for the quarterback run there.
Give Worley a yard on that play as well, so it'll be 3rd and 8 for Kiefer. 5:40 to go in the second quarter. They're at the 32-yard line. 2 receivers to the right side of the formation at the bottom of your screen. Morris, the motion man again. Worley looking to throw. Has some time. Fires, and that one is tipped up in the air, and Hernandez comes down with the interception. He'll be brought down. It was Katie Templeton who knocked it up in the air with the great coverage, and Hernandez right there to scoop it up.
Yeah, number 2 was the what am I trying to say here? Was the intended receiver, Brody Baxter, but the corner did a great job of getting in there and popping that ball in the air.
That was Hernandez, an edge player who had kind of dropped back, and he was just in the right place at the right time and able to come down with the interception on the tip drill.
And force that Jones defense second turnover of the night.
And now the offense takes over already in Kiefer territory, and they've had their offense working the last couple of possessions after a slow start, as I mentioned. Jose Taylor going to get a carry up the middle. He'll try to push up, still on his feet, still driving, but they'll blow the play dead at the 40. Going to give him maybe a yard here.
A good job by that defensive line to just plug up any possible hole that he could have hit to gain some yards there.
And Brennan Watkins up the middle wearing number 70. Over the ball on the Kiefer defense. A big body, 6'4", 295. Taylor still in a running back. Hansen looking to throw. Fires and has Collier at the sideline. He's drove down hard by Morris, but he picks up a first down.
Good job by Collier there just to find the soft spot in the zone and sit and wait on that ball from Hansen.
Good to see him get a catch as well. He's dropped a couple of potential big plays on tough catches that time. Made the play, moved the chains. Jones going hurry here, empty backfield. Hansen quickly slings out to Hardiman for a screen. He's got the edge, showing off the wheels again inside the 10-yard line. Carlos Hardiman Jr.
Yeah, the outside receiver able to make that block and lock away any chance of anybody getting to him at an early point in that catch.
Such good acceleration from Carlos Hardiman Jr. on those screen plays. Still an empty backfield here for Hansen. Might run something similar. They do. They run it to Hardiman again. This time, Blake Stott makes the tackle immediately. Collier missed the block.
Yeah, with the same formation, the Kiefer defense was ready for the play that time, able to stop it pretty easily.
Be 2nd and 11 after a loss of 1. Jose Taylor still in the game as the running back. He's at the right hip of Asen Hansen. 2 receivers to either side. Hansen looking to throw. Now will take off as he's pressured by Watkins, trying to spin away. Still on his feet. Showing off the wheels. He's just shy of the 5. Boy, is it hard to take down Asen Hansen.
Yeah, he's just able to just deal with whatever the defense is doing to him. They're throwing it around. He's just working with them, using their strength as momentum to help him.
Able to pick up 6 yards by the end of that run. Looked like he didn't have anything there. It'll be 3rd and 5. They're at the 6-yard line. They can technically get to the 1 and reset the chains here, but without scoring. It is not technically goal to go. DeBusk now the halfback. Collier comes across the formation to make it 3 on the right side. Hansen looking that way to throw. Finds Collier, and he has to dive down to make the catch, and they're actually going to say it hit the ground and incomplete. So it'll be 4th and 5. Offense still out there right now for the Longhorns. And they're going to call a timeout and talk it over, though. 3:04 to go in the first half. 4th and 5, Jones with a decision coming up as they lead 13-0 on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
We've seen Colson Lindsay be money on extra points through the first game and has one in this game as well. But now it looks like we are going to get to see his first field goal try of the season. Could be a pretty short kick for him.
Yeah, pretty much an extra point with this distance, so it should be pretty easy for him to put it through.
Going to be about 24-yarder. Would that make it? Is that about right?
Yeah, 23, 24.
We know he's got the boot. He's been really good, again, like on extra points. Just needs a good snap and hold here. Marinko's the holder. Good snap. Lindsay boots this one up. Did he push it through? Of course he did. Lindsay with the field goal makes it 16-0 Jones. The offense is moving now, and Lindsay gets involved with a three-pointer of his own, if you will. 2:59 to go in the first half. Jones leads. We'll be back on the Oklahoma Sports Network. couple of good pass pickups from Collier and Hardiman, and then a field goal from Lindsay makes it 16-0 Jones Longhorns. That scoring recap brought to you by Jones Nutrition and 9244 Hiawassee Suite 400. Check them out on social media or just stop in and say hi. Jones leads 16-0, 2:59 to go in the half. Lindsay, more of a powerful line drive kick here. But before that kick, the officials have seen to blow it dead. A false start on the kickoff here was the call made over the PA. So now Lindsay will have to kick again from further back.
And the score right now looking like it's going to end up just like last year. A blowout of the low 30s to nothing.
Yeah, Jones won last year 33-0. So far they're pitching a shutout. The defense a couple of turnovers. They forced a fumble and recovered it, and an interception on the last drive that set up that Jones field goal drive. About 3 minutes, just under on the clock for Kiefer to try to work with something here at the end of the half. As Lindsay, more of a scrib kick, bounces up, taking a couple of weird hops. And Morris has it at the 20, and they'll call him down there. So a very non-traditional kick that time, but a good one, has them stopped at the 20.
It looks like the ref thought that Lucas Boyles had the ball there laying on the ground, but Morris able to grab it and take it away, but was stopped.
I think that's a case of they both had their hands on it, with one player having their hands on it on the ground. That blows it dead. And so Kiefer will take over at the 20. They have not completed a pass yet in this game. They've had some nice runs, but one of them ended in a fumble.
I believe they only attempted 4 passes this far.
The last one was picked off by Jesse Hernandez after it was tipped up by Cade Templeton, who had some really good coverage. The two Templetons, the outside corners for this Jones team. Derek sporting number 2, Cade sporting number 4. They've done a really good job. Jet Bybee also a safety with a really nice pass breakup that forced a turnover on downs earlier in the game. Worley throws out and has a completion to Baxter, and he picks up a few yards before he's brought down.
Yeah, Kiefer able to run a screen pass of their own there and pick up a few yards.
Nice simple pitch and catch that time. Trying to get Worley in a rhythm here. 2:30 to go in the half. They'll have to move towards more of a 2-minute offense. Might have to throw the ball more than they would prefer in their normal offense. Worley looking to throw again. Fires and misses, intended for Boyles.
Yeah, well, when you're down by this much and you got this much time left in the half, you got to throw the ball. And unfortunately, that's just not something that Kiefer appears to be doing well this season so far.
Their identity on offense is certainly more run-heavy. 3rd and 6 is what they face here. Jones trying to get a quick stop and maybe get the ball back and a chance to score again before half. Empty backfield again for Cash Worley, the quarterback. Looking to throw. Surveying the field. Thought about entering it out. Pump fake. Rolls out. Now we'll sling it, and it is out of bounds. Incomplete. 4th down.
He just threw it over the head of the receiver coming back towards him. A bullet of a throw, but just a little bit too high.
It looks like Blake Stapp will come out to punt this one away again. Had a couple of nice punts so far.
And with 2:14 left, that gives this Jones squad enough time to put another touchdown on the board.
Theoretically, we'll have a fairly short field, especially with Drew Thomas's return ability. Stop will roll out, and it's a fake. He's going to run for it himself, and he's going to pick up the first down. The fake punt works. They move the chains, keep the ball.
Yeah, what a great job by Stop to just be able to slowly roll out, acting like he's going to punt, and then just able to take off with that speed.
That's set up by one of his punts earlier in the game. Was that, rugby-style punt where they roll out to try to give their punt coverage team time to get down the field, and then he kicked it away that time. He just held on to it and ran. That's pretty much, run to perfection that time, that fake punt. Not much any better way you could do it.
You think it was designed or if it's just like a read on the defense?
I want to say that was designed. Worley up the middle, no room. He's going to pick up a yard or two as he was tackled forward, but he was hit immediately at the line inside. Walker Wyatt, one of the first ones in there.
And we will have an injured Kiefer player again.
Looks like one of the offensive linemen down.
Looks like John Watkins Jr., number 74.
Hopefully he will be okay. We'll step aside and be back, hopefully with some good news on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-609-3637. No referral needed. Mention this ad and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
John Watkins Jr. up and walking off to the sideline. That's round of applause from him, or for him, from the crowd here in Jones. Hopefully he will be all right long term. It'll be 2nd down and 8 with 1:37 to go in the half. And Kiefer on offense after they moved the change with a fake punt run and picked up a couple of yards there on a 1st down run from Cash Worley.
Yeah, it's good to see Watkins Jr. able to get up and get off the field with mostly his own power. And we'll see what this Kiefer offense has in store for the last drive of the half.
There's somebody new in on the offensive line now. See how that will affect him. More traditional look here with a running back in the backfield. Worley looking to throw towards the sideline, and that one is knocked away. Almost a crazy diving interception on the outside there by Derek Templeton. But it'll just be incomplete.
Yeah, just another overthrow by Worley. He's got to get that arm under control, figure out where his receivers will be whenever the ball is supposed to get there.
Tried to time that one up towards the sideline. It'll be 3rd and 8. Jones trying to get another stop here. Third and 8 from the 42. 1:24 to go in the half. Worley looking towards the left. Has a good pocket, now is being pressured a little bit. We'll roll out to the right, looking back across the field. Fires towards the middle, too tall, but a flag comes in. Drew Thomas in coverage. Jones faithful, not happy about that flag call.
They're going to say he pushed him in the back a little bit so he wasn't able to jump for the ball?
That could be the call. The Jones fans want to say that that pass was too tall, not catchable.
And they certainly have a case for it. That ball was sky high, just discretion by the ref on some of these plays.
Officials do call pass interference here on Jones. And that'll be a big break for Kiefer.
We'll reset the chains once again with 1:12 on the clock.
He'll pick up some yards as well. And it'll get him into Jones territory with about 1:12 to go in the half. Trying to get their first points on the board and cut into this deficit for Kiefer heading into the locker room.
Kiefer definitely needed to get some momentum going before the half.
Two receivers stacked on the left side of the formation. Worley alone in the backfield. Fakes the throw that way. Now will go up the middle. He'll be stood up. Wiley pushing him back. He was able to pick up a few yards to the 40.
It looked like the defense there picked him up off the ground and just walked backwards while holding him.
They were able to eventually form a wall and push him back, but forward progress has him to the 40 for a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7, still an empty backfield. That same formation with the 2 stacked to the left. Now, man, that's Boyles comes across the formation, fakes the handoff to him. Worley will have to roll out right. There's a flag on the play, and he is sacked for a major loss. Luke DeBusk comes in and brings him down.
And that flag's going to be a holding on the offensive line. They just dragged the guy down. But a great play by DeBusk to catch the quarterback by the ankles and pull him down for the sack.
Now they're going to decline that penalty and take the sack. Luke DeBusk showing off the speed to chase down a known running quarterback. That's a quarterback known for his legs. And DeBusk with the closing speed to bring him down. Major sack that time. Pushes Kiefer way back with 30 seconds on the clock in the first half.
It'll be 3rd and about 22 here now for Kiefer.
We'll see what they draw up here. I do not believe Jones has any timeouts left, so Kiefer may be content to roll this one out. Handoff for Morris, trying to get to the edge. Does not have much there, picks up a couple. Near the 50, going to bring up 4th down, but I believe this clock is going to roll to halftime.
Yeah, taken down inside there, about a yard short of the sideline. So that clock will run. Referee signaling a clock stop now.
Right now, the clock stopped at 6 seconds.
Looks like there's an injury on the sideline over there.
Kiefer grouped up over there on the sideline, like you mentioned. Perhaps Morris was out of bounds to stop the clock. It'll be 4th down, just 6 seconds left. Looks like they're just going to run a play. Jones is setting up in a prevent defense here, looks like.
Does Worley take a shot here, or do they just run the ball and get the half over with?
Got an empty backfield here. 6 seconds left. 4th and 16. Worley dropping back. Roll out to the right. Throws this one down the sideline, and it is going to be picked off. K. Templeton with the interception to put an explanation point on a 16-0 lead in the first half as we head to halftime.
A great energy booster there for the Jones defense going into half. Pretty much locks it in their heads that they've got this game locked up. But can't count out Kiefer with that 56-point win last week.
Templeton with the tip up to force the interception earlier in the game, and that time he got one of his own. Jones leads 16-0 as we head to halftime on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Zach Reynolds, Boston Barnett back with you for the second half of the Jones Hope opener against the Kiefer Trojans. Jones leads 16-0 after halftime. We're just moments away from the start of the second half. A lot of takeaways from the defense. It's been pitching a shutout so far for Jones. In the first half, they had 2 interceptions and a forced fumble.
Yeah, great job by this Jones defense to force some 3-and-outs, some punts, as well as the interceptions and fumble mentioned by Zach. The Kiefer defense also forcing a couple fumbles of their own, stopping this Jones offense early in the half. But Jones figured it out, put a few touchdowns and a field goal on the board.
Mason Hansen, 2 rushing touchdowns, and as you mentioned, Colson Lindsay knocked through about a 23 or 24-yard field goal. And Cade Templeton was a key contributor on both those interceptions. The first one, he was in coverage and knocked it up into the air before it fell into the hands of Jesse Hernandez. And then that second one was the last play of the half, just kind of a Hail Mary attempt by Cash Worley and the Trojans, and Cade Templeton had position and came down with it. Jones starts the second half with the football as they kicked it off to start this game. So they got a chance to go down the field and put another score on the board and add to their lead to start the second half.
This will be the first kickoff we see from Kiefer tonight.
Looks like it'll be the freshman Jamison Coulter to kick it off. So for 1 in extra point attempts last week for the Trojans. See how his kickoff looks here. 3 options back to return for the Longhorns. Second half underway as Coulter boots it away, and nice long kick will be fielded by Hunter Purvis. Plenty of speed for him, trying to cut it back the middle. Hops over a defender, and he is down at the 30-yard line. That's where Jones will start their drive and start the second half.
Yeah, Purvis stutter step there to slow down and examine the defense, but unfortunately just unable to get around the defense there and break away.
Still a pretty good return. Caught that ball inside the 10-yard line, got it up to the 30. And Asen Hansen in the Longhorn offense will trot back out there. Hansen with 2 rushing touchdowns. Has had some nice completions in the pass game as well, but no passing touchdowns just yet. John Quaid Johnson, the back, at his left hip to start the second half. 2 receivers on each side of the formation. The offensive line's been really good, especially in pass protection today. Lots of nice pockets for Hansen. We'll start the second half off with a run for Johnson, who's got a big hole up the right side, showing off the speed across the 50 to the 40, and he is out of bounds, but he's across the 40 and into Kiefer territory. Johnson just a couple of runs today, but both of them big gains.
Yeah, great job of the offensive line to just shift over. They allowed a blitzer off the left to cover up more area to block on the right side, opening that giant hole there for Johnson to take that big gain.
The Jones offense up to the line quickly here. Johnson still the halfback. Give him another one wide now, and another big hole up the middle. He's across the 20, and that's where he'll be brought down. Another first down.
A great job by the O-line yet again. They get to the second level to block those linebackers, opening more depth for Johnson to break away with.
He's going to be averaging over 10 yards per carry in this game on just a handful of carries. Quickly again. This time Hansen keeps it as Johnson is smashed in the backfield. Hansen has room to run. He's up to the 10, now trying to break all the way to the outside. Trying for the edge, and he is shoved out of bounds right about the 1-yard line.
And number 7, Hardman, does a great job of blocking there for Hansen to get up towards that goal line. Just too many defenders there to block, and one of it was able to push him out of bounds.
John Quaid Johnson, a couple of big-time runs. Hansen that run down to the 1, and Jones is set up to put another touchdown on the board to start this second half. Heavy look coming in. Hernandez in, as is Rogers on the left side of the offensive line. Extra blockers to bust the back. He'll take the handoff up the gut and in for the score.
Yeah, DeBusk, a big guy. You're not stopping that with a short yard run like that.
Not sure it gets much more efficient than that. A bunch of big runs early, and Jones marches all the way down the field for a touchdown. Lindsey on for the extra points. Hit 1 extra point earlier as well as a field goal earlier in this game. And then another extra point attempt was a low snap that Marinko tried to have to take away and run. This time, Lindsey gets it up. Might have been blocked at the line, and that one will land short. So a missed extra point that time, but Jones marches down the field, puts another score on the board. They lead 22-0 to open the second half. We'll be back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you with education and encouragement.
John Quaid Johnson, a couple of big-time runs. Asen Hansen with one down to their one, and then DeBusk punches it in for the score. That scoring recap brought to you by Jones Nutrition at 9244 Hiawassee Suite 400. Check them out on social media or just stop in and say hi. Jones Nutrition, proud supporters of Jones Athletics. 22-0, the Longhorns with the lead. Lindsey boots away the kickoff. Blake Stapp catches it around the 20, up the middle, has some room, and he'll be brought down just shy of the 35, and Kiefer will start their drive from there.
An incredibly efficient drive out of the Jones offense there. You don't see run game be that dominant in today's game of football that much.
And a big credit to the offensive line. The running backs, especially Johnson, had to show off some incredible acceleration and speed there, but that was all started by the offensive line, creating massive holes up front.
Mm-hmm.
Defense pitching a shutout so far, their first opportunity here in the second half. We mentioned coming out of halftime, they've got 3 takeaways already in that first half. Worley hands off to Bowers, trying to break it to the outside. He's upended by Drew Thomas.
Looked like he was trying to hurdle there, but didn't quite fully commit to it. Just ran his thigh straight into the helmet of the defender.
Thomas came down from his safety spot and cleaned it up after a couple-yard gain. It looks like Bowers is slow to get up after taking that big hit. I believe that's who's down on the ground. We'll step aside for just a moment and be back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
KJ Bowers able to get off the field and head to the sideline under his own power, limping albeit, but he is under his own power. Spent a while on the ground there. Hopefully he's okay. Took a big hit getting upended by Drew Thomas on that 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 36 for the Kiefer Trojans. 10:55 to go in the third quarter, trying to get their first points of the game on the board. Two receivers out for the Trojans. One's to each side of the formation, an empty backfield. Now Morris will switch back there. Worley on the run up the middle. Has some room, and he picks up a nice bit of yardage. It'll bring up 3rd and 3 about. 3rd and 2 maybe.
Worley still seems a little bit scared after that fumble. Still not willing to go full speed through a gap. Playing it conservative.
It'll be 3rd and 2 from the 41. Not had a ton of success throwing the ball today. Just one completion for short yardage. Man comes across the formation. That's Boyles. A fake to him. Big time run. Lots of room. And first down and way more for Worley that time. Had no problem hitting the gap that his offensive line created. He's into Jones territory.
And there's that full speed. Just got to get out in the open field to experience it, I guess.
Able to get into Jones territory. Have been there a couple of times today. Nothing to show for yet on the scoreboard, but big time opportunity perhaps here. Same formation. Motion man comes across again. This time he takes it. That's Boyles trying to cut it back up the middle now. Breaking to the outside again. Thomas trying to chase him down. Flags fly. And Boyles out of bounds across the 30.
The Boyles did a good job there of breaking the ankle tackle by Thomas. But we'll see what these flags are and if they help or hurt the Kiefer offense.
It's going to be a hold. It looks at it, 3 officials saw 3 flags on the ground and believe it's all for the same thing. So this is going to back them up. So back him up to 1st and 20. They're marking it on the scoreboard here. Behind the sticks. Had some success running it on this drive, though.
And I doubt the penalty will shy them away from that.
It's been their MO on offense all night. It was their MO last week and gave them a 46-20 win last week over Sperry. Kiefer a good season last year, looking for another one this year. Jones trying to knock him off. Fake pitch, and Worley up the middle, spinning away from the first group of tacklers, and a herd of Longhorns bring him down. He's around the Jones 45-yard line.
Yeah, good fake pitch there by Worley to get the first defender away from him. But just too many defenders there to get away from after that.
It's what just about any defensive coach in all of football across the entire world will preach. Rally to the football as a defense. Everybody gets there, and eventually you'll bring them down. That's what Jones did that time after a short gain. 2nd and 18 here. Boyles gets the handoff up the guts, and he picks up a couple.
Now it'll be 3rd and about 15. Does this mean that they'll have to pass the ball, or are they just going to try and run it yet again?
We'll have to see here. They decide it's 4-down territory. Maybe you go with a run again. They all want to get it all back in one trip. You might have to go with the pass. Worley in the offense looking towards the sideline for the play call. 2 receivers, 1 to each side. Empty backfield for Worley. Boyles comes across the formation. Fake handoff. Worley looking to throw. Throws it down the sideline. That one is tipped away. That's Derek Templeton in coverage that time. We've called Cade's number a couple of times, and that time Derek knocked the pass away at the sideline.
A good job by Templeton to see the receiver going down the sideline and to get over there to deflect away the ball.
Blake stop on for the punt this time. We assume, anyway, he faked a punt in the first half and ran for a first down. Jones will have to be wary of that. Thomas back deep to return, standing at the 10-yard line. Another rollout right, but this time Stop does punt it away, and a boomer. That one will land at the 1 and roll into the end zone for a touchback.
By the looks of it, it is a red run option for the punter. Reading the defense, seeing if anything's open, and if not, he just kicks it away.
Longhorns will take over. Last time out on offense, they just ran the ball all the way down the field. No passes on that drive. They didn't need it. Big-time pickups from John Coy Johnson, a couple of them. Hanson down to the 1, and then DeBusk punched it in with a 1-yard touchdown run. This time they'll take over at their 20-yard line, leading 22-0 with 7:53 to go in the third quarter. Johnson, the halfback, at the right hip of Asen Hanson. 4 receivers out there, 2 to each side. Johnson got the handoff, and he goes down immediately. It's a fumble. Kiefer has it, and they're all the way inside the 5. Desmond Nash comes away with it.
Yeah, the Kiefer defender just able to get back there, and a miscommunication by Johnson and Hanson on who was going to take the ball. And it just ended up on the ground and ready for the Kiefer defense to take it away.
Well, without a doubt, it's Kiefer's best chance to get points on the board here in this one. They will start at the 3-yard line.
It looked like Desmond Nash got back there and forced it, and Doug Crowder picked it up and brought it down to the 3.
Third forced fumble of the game and recovered fumble for Kiefer.
No one has retained a fumble yet. It's always gone the other way.
4 total in this game. A couple of interceptions from the Jones defense as well. Worley out there. Stacked up formation here. You think a run's coming, Boston?
I'd say most definitely.
Worley up to gut, trying to push through. He stood up. Jones' defensive line right there. Breaking through is Ty Durnan.
But when you make it that obvious it's going to be your run play, it gets a little bit easier to stop.
At that point, it's athletes against athletes like you see in the NFL a lot of times when people are stacked up.
And something tells me they cannot tush push like the Eagles.
Not many can. Going to be no gain on the play, no loss either. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 3. This time they've got wide receivers in the formation. One at the top of your screen way out there is Brody Baxter. That'd be a super long throw for Worley. Morris comes across the formation. Fake handoff up the middle. Worley trying to push through. Did he get in? No signal yet. Believe they might be calling him down at the 1. Just short. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. Honestly, more like half a yard to go.
And those Kiefer running backs needed to get behind their quarterback there to push him in for that last little bit.
Jumbo defense for Jones trying to stand tall, push him back.
And here comes the big man, Desmond Nash, at 6'1", 220 pounds, probably to give them some extra force for this little push here.
He forced that fumble, now getting a chance on offense here. He'll get the handoff up the middle, and he is, and it looked like for the touchdown. No signal just yet, though. Initially looked like he had the push, but then the Jones defense pushed him back, and now they do signal touchdown. So the guy that forces the fumble is rewarded with a touchdown carry. That's Desmond Nash to put Kiefer on the board.
And just a pile of bodies there, really tough for the referees to see if he got in or not. It's just, at some point, force will beat force. And that's just what happened there. Kiefer wins the battle that time.
Kiefer on the board. Looks like they'll go for 2 here. Trying to get the play call from the sideline. 5:50 to go in the third quarter. Jones leads 22-6. And Kiefer trying to make that a 22-8 score. Worley alone in the backfield. Morris across in the formation. Worley will keep it up the middle to the right side. He's in for 2 to make it 22-8. Forced fumble, and the recovery puts them in prime position, and Kiefer on the board with the touchdown. 22-8 the score. Jones with a chance to bounce back when we come back on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Desmond Nash forced a fumble, and then he got the touchdown run to put Kiefer on the board, 22-8, and Jones will get the football back. Coulter on to kick it off. Showed a good leg on the last kickoff.
Maybe just not a little accuracy from this guy on the extra point attempts with how little they let him do them.
Coulter set to kick off again. This time a shorter kick designed that way. Coming up and catching it on the bounce is Collier, and he'll run a couple of yards and then step out of bounds, and Jones will take over just shy of the 30-yard line.
Yeah, just a little chip shot there. Probably didn't want him to do anything too big on the opening kickoff.
5:47 to go in the third quarter, and Jones trying to bounce back after miscommunication on the first play of the last drive resulted in a fumble and gave Kiefer that prime position to score. Looks like Jose Taylor going to be in as the halfback to start this drive. Trip Rogers also in the game, but set up as a tight end blocker. 3 receivers stacked at the bottom of your screen. Only 2 defenders that way. Collier catches the pass, has some room up the middle, trying to get to the outside, throwing a mean stiff arm inside the 35, just shy of the 40.
A good stiff arm there by Collier, but the defender just able to hold on to the shoulder pads and bring him down. That being number 2, Brody Baxter.
Nice pickup on first down, makes it 2nd and 2 for the Jones offense. Taylor still the running back. This time looks like they're going to stack him up on the right side. Got more room to that side of the field as the ball is placed at the left hash. More defenders out there this time, though, for Kiefer. Instead, it's a handoff to Taylor. Cuts back up the middle, and he is drove down, but he's got enough for the first down across the 40 to the 41.
Yeah, we'll get through a small gap there in the offensive line, but just the arm of the defensive lineman able to wrap around him and drag him down.
Taylor will stick in the game as the halfback. 5:20 to go in the third quarter here. Jones knocking on the door of Kiefer territory here at the 41. Taylor to the left hip of Hansen. Hansen fakes, throwing to the right. Now looks, will roll out to the right. Being pursued by Walken, trying to get to the edge. He's got room to run, and he will step out of bounds just shy of the first down marker. Nice pickup.
A great job there by Hansen to escape the closing pocket and just find enough room. And you notice he looked back across the field to try and find a way to throw the ball, showing he's not a selfish player, and then able to just find the open field and gain 9 yards.
Rogers back into the game as the running back. Taylor will head back to the sideline. 2nd and 2 here, could be a shot play opportunity. One receiver to the left, that's Hardiman at the bottom of your screen. 2 to the right, Collier's in the slot. Rogers motions to the left side of the formation. Hardiman has the ball out there. He's got room to run and a blocker in front of him. A nice tackle from Canyon Burgess, but big yardage picked up anyway. That nice play design, and Hardiman got him up to the 41.
Yeah, Rogers not quite able to hold that block there, allowing the defender to get away and ankle tackle Hardiman there.
Jones looked like they were going to hurry up, and now they'll check the sideline for the play. 2 to the left, 1 to the right at the top of your screen is Hunter Purvis. Rogers still the halfback. Now he'll motion out to the right side. Well, they've got a one-on-one with Purvis. They'll throw it out that way. Purvis comes back to the ball, now trying to face up. Stays on his feet and is going to pick up a few yards on first down.
And yet again, Rogers just not able to seal off that first defender to give his receiver room to run there. But Purvis does a great job of evading the defender and gaining 4 or 5 yards there.
They give him a pickup of 4 to make it 2nd and 6 from the 37. Run that play a couple times in a row, once to each side. Hansen will hand off this time to Rogers up the gut. Has some room now, bursts through the line up to the second level, and he's got a first down.
Yeah, Rogers did a great job of waiting for his blocks to set up there. Offensive line does a great job of opening that first gap and making sure the second level is secure enough for him to run through and gain that yards.
That interior offensive line is putting in work tonight. Garrett Clark, Ty Duran, and Dom Harris. Low snap. Hansen able to pick it up off the ground. Now a run. Has some room to the outside, to the 20, to the 10. Throws a stiff arm, still on his feet, and steps out of bounds around the 5. Making something out of nothing right there. That's what Asen Hansen does.
Yeah, it looked like it was supposed to be another halfback draw, but just too late to hand it off. So Hansen just did the only thing he could and just took it himself and was able to make a great play out of it.
Bigger formation again as Hernandez comes in, and Luke DeBusk, the halfback, didn't play running back until about the second half of the season last year, and then got in on offense, and he was a touchdown machine when he did. He is so tough to bring down in these short distance situations. It'll be first and goal from the 5. DeBusk, the halfback. 2 receivers to the left. This is their running formation typically throughout this game. DeBusk does take the handoff, breaks it to the outside, now cuts it back up in the middle, still pushing, reaching out for the end zone, and in for the score. Luke DeBusk will not be denied.
With a big back like him, you expect him to go up the middle and try to power through, but he just takes it around the outside using the speed that he quietly has to just get around, cut back through, and push his way in.
And we're going to have a late flag here. Seems like likely some sort of unsportsmanlike. This might affect the PAT. Going to be a personal foul against Jones. Oh, but a personal foul against Kiefer as well. They're going to offset.
I didn't see any kind of scuffle there to warrant that.
Well, it came well after as the teams are trying to set up the PAT, so it will not affect the touchdown run. And Colson Lindsay will be on for the extra point attempt. Last one, I believe, was tipped at the line and blocked and missed, but he has made one tonight. This one's up, leaking towards the right side, and it sneaks through for the extra point. 29-8, Jones with the lead after another score from Luke DeBusk. 3:23 to go in the third here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success
Luke DeBusk with a touchdown run after Asen Hansen got him down there with the run. A couple of passes, one to Purvis, one to Hardiman. And as I mentioned, DeBusk punched it in for his second touchdown of the game. That scoring recap brought to you by Jones Nutrition. They're proud supporters of Jones Athletics, and you can find them at 9244 Hiawassee Suite 400. Just stop in and say hi.
Yeah, it looks like the kicker Lindsay's just been getting a little bit under the PAT attempts there, kicking them a little bit too high. That one barely squeaking to the uprights.
He's able to get it to go to make it 29-8. 3 minutes, 23 seconds to go in the third quarter. And Lindsay will kick this one off. Line drive kick this time. It's going to go out of bounds. Free kick out of bounds penalty. That'll set up Kiefer with good field position. Jones defense coming back out there. They've only allowed 8 points, and that was after an offensive fumble from Jones that started that Kiefer drive at the 3-yard line. That's going to be hard to hold up no matter what, but they have been absolutely nails throughout this game.
Yeah, forcing 3 different turnovers, 2 off picks, 1 off a fumble, and just making this Kiefer offense really uncomfortable.
Had a turnover on downs as well. They've been really, really good in pass coverage when Kiefer has been forced to throw the ball. Kiefer has some more success running the ball, but Jones has got a good front 7 with DeBusk in the middle, a linebacker, and that line up front led by Dorian Wiley. They've done a good job.
And Kiefer's offense does have a great arm there at quarterback. It's just he doesn't seem to be able to control it quite that well, overthrowing pretty much every receiver he's targeted tonight.
Certainly has shown the arm strength. The accuracy has been a little bit wavy. 29-8. 3:23 to go, and Cash Worley and the Trojan offense back out there. No motion man this time. He comes across late. It's Morris who has the handoff. He's got some room to run, still on his feet, and he's going to be right around the first down marker, and they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, first defender to make that contact was, let me see, number 9, Jet Bybee, and then able to hold him off enough to let another defender get there and bring him down.
Usually Morris has been coming across the formation pre-snap. That time it was kind of a delayed motion. He didn't come until the snap was there. Didn't give away the play pre-snap, and that time he picked up yardage. They do it again to the opposite side with stop instead. Worley keeps it. He's got room to the outside across the 50, showing off the wheels. Across the 40, down the sideline. He's pushed out by Cade Templeton. But a nice pickup into Jones territory from Cash Worley.
Yeah, they faked the handoff like they've done so many times tonight, and it just makes the defense bite just enough to where he's able to break across the edge and make that big gain.
Kiefer again, some success running the football here. Each of those last 2 times more to the outside. See if Jones can defend the edge a little bit better. Stop across the formation, and now we got movement up front. It's going to be neutral zone infraction against Jones, a free 5 yards for Kiefer.
And the D-line probably unhappy with those last 2 big run play gains. Getting a little ahead of themselves, trying to break across that line of scrimmage for a tackle for a loss.
So 1st and 5 from the 29. Kiefer in business again, trying to put more points up on the board, trying to score for a second possession in a row. Worley hands off. No, fake the handoff. Now flips to stop. He made a nice snag to get that pitch. Picks up some yardage. He'll be a couple yards shy of the first down.
Yeah, Worley throws a wobbler of a pitch there that goes well above the head of Stop. But Stop able to get a hand there and reel it back in. Great play by him to keep that drive alive.
And when you say get a hand there, you mean one hand. You had to snag that one just with the one arm, kind of reaching back across his body. Nice play there by Blake Stop.
And if he doesn't catch it, who knows what happens.
Could have spelled trouble. Instead, he picks up some yardage, makes it 2nd and 2. Worley keeps it now, pitches again. Some Morris breaks one tackle, has some room to run. Past another, and he will be pushed out of bounds around the 10. Jet Bybee able to push him out of bounds, but he got past 2 would-be tacklers that time.
Yeah, they run the same play, but going to the opposite side. Hernandez reads it well, but just is shaken off by Morris, and Morris just able to get around the edge and get that first down.
So 1st and 10 up to the 13-yard line here. Kiefer running the ball really well here this drive with some new concepts. Stop across the formation. Trying to get a jump off sides. Didn't get it that time. They'll reset. 1:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. Worley hands off this time to Stop. He'll cut it back up the middle. Luke DeBusk drives him down, but not before a decent first down gain. Up inside the 10-yard line.
Good vision by Stop to see the middle that opened up and just get the yards he could definitely get instead of risking it and going across the edge.
Been moving the ball with authority here on this drive, has Kiefer. They may have found what they need on offense. Eli DeBusk going to come off the field. He came up limping a little bit, but off the field under his own power. Trip Rogers will head out there in his place in that outside linebacker spot. Same formation here for Kiefer. A minute to go in the 3rd. Stop across the formation. Worley keeps it up the middle, trying to find room. Hernandez grabs him and pulls him back from behind. Gained a couple of yards there.
A great job by this Jones defensive line to close any hole that Worley could have hit to possibly score a touchdown.
Make it 3rd and 4 now. From the 6-yard line, you have to think in this situation it's 4-down territory for them.
Yeah, down by 21 still. They got to go for it every chance they got.
More of a heavier formation here with stop at the left tip of Worley. He'll get the handoff up the right side. Not a lot of room. Cade Templeton from the corner spot came in there, laid a hit to help out the linebackers, closing it up in the middle. Pretty much anytime you see Jones defense make a tackle, one of the last guys you're going to see come up, it's going to be Luke DeBusk. He is in there every time.
Yeah, Kiefer able to gain 3 yards there, but just one short of that first down.
It'll be 4th and 1. Kiefer with a decision upcoming, but first, put your fours up. We're heading to the fourth quarter. 29-8, Jones leads after 3. One more to play on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program.
Fourth quarter action on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Zach Reynolds and Boston Barnett here with you calling the action. Jones leads 29-8 with 1 quarter to play here. 4th and 1 upcoming for Kiefer to start the fourth.
Kiefer in their pyramid formation. Looks like a run coming.
And before the snap, we've got a flag. It's going to be a false start. And so instead of a 4th and 1, it'll be a 4th and 6.
Tough break for the Kiefer offense there. They're definitely going to be watching film tomorrow about these false starts.
The side judge made the call, but he is now talking it over with the head referee, and now he'll make the call. So officially a false start that will back them up. So I still expect them to go for it here, but I'm probably going to have to go with a different play call.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see a shorter pass that less likely to get overthrown here.
They can reset the chains. It is important to note that. They can reset the chain, reset the sticks before getting into the end zone. They don't have to go end zone or bust here. Rolling out right is Worley, looking to throw, and he just lobs this one up, and it is brought down by Drew Thomas, his second interception in as many weeks of the season. Third interception of the game for the Jones defense.
Unfortunate in the end zone, a Jones defender is down. Looks like just a leg cramp, though.
It was Worley nearing the sideline, just had to get rid of it, give his receivers a chance, and Thomas tracked it down.
A great job by Thomas to stay with the Kiefer receiver, to be near that ball and just able to go up and be athletic enough to grab it.
While they attend to the down, Jones player will step aside for a second. Jones will take back over at the 20 when we come back on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Derek Templeton was the shaken up Longhorn, but he is now walking around to the sideline under his own power, albeit with a little bit of a limp. Hopefully he is okay. The offense comes back out at the 20. An interception in the end zone makes a touchback, and before we get a playoff here, Jones will call a timeout And we will step back aside and be back in just a moment on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Out of the timeout, Jones will take over. 11:54 to go in the fourth quarter with a 29-8 lead. First and 10, John Coy Johnson, the running back to the right hip of Asen Hansen. 3 receivers to the right side as well, or 2, and 1 to the left at the top of your screen. Hand off for John Coy Johnson. He'll try to break it to the outside. Spins back to the middle. Not a lot of room. Able to pick up a couple.
And Johnson able to see that nothing was up the middle, so able to break it outside. But nothing was there either, so tried to come back and make something out of nothing and able to pick up a couple yards.
Actually able to pick up 5 yards with that spin back. He has been averaging a ton of yards per carry. He's got great acceleration out of the backfield. Showed off a nice spin move that time as well. He's still in there with Hansen. Same formation here from the right hash. Hansen surveys the defense. Now we'll put it back on the arms of Johnson. This time more of a tough run right up the gut and able to carry a couple of defenders. He's just a yard shy of the first down.
Yeah, it seems like every runner on this Jones team is patient enough to wait for those O-line blocks to set up and then power through for the longer runs.
Luke DeBusk checks in to the backfield here on 3rd and 1. He's more of the power back type. He's got 2 rushing touchdowns today. Hansen puts in the hands of DeBusk up the right side, cuts it back up the middle. He's got the first down, and look at him push and keep going all the way up to the 35-yard line.
A great job by the right side of the offensive line to absolutely just move those defenders out of the way and give DeBusk a clear lane to that first down marker.
Omar Ruiz Mendez at that right tackle spot with Duran, the right guard, able to get that push. Looks like Jones going to stick in the same formation. It's been working. They're picking up almost 5 yards per carry on this drive with these runs. DeBusk's still in there. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Letting the clock bleed down a little bit here in the fourth quarter. Another handoff for DeBusk up the middle. He'll put his head down and push through up across the 40. Now mark him down at the 40.
Just behind that strong offensive line, able to just push forward for more yards than most people would be able to get.
5 yards once again. Actually give him 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. John Coy Johnson checks back in, more of a speed back, but not afraid to go up the gut himself.
And Rogers in at the tight end spot.
Handoff again for Johnson up the middle. Not much there. Nothing, in fact. He'll be stopped for no gain at the 40.
Yeah, it looked like Kiefer just planned an all-out up-the-middle blitz there to stop the run that had been killing them the last few plays.
Well, they've seen several in a row, and all have gotten either 4 or more yards. Now being 3rd and 5, Johnson will stay in a running back. Guthrie checks into the game as a receiver. He's had a couple of catches over the middle of the field on slants and then able to run for more today. He's impressed me after not playing a ton last week. He's in the slot on the left side of the formation. Hardiman and Collier on the right side at the bottom of your screen. Johnson, they fake a handoff to him, and then Hansen throws this one for Hardiman, but it's a little out in front of him and incomplete. That'll bring up 4th and 5, and for the first time today, I believe we're going to see a punt from Jones.
It's that same play we saw earlier in the first half with the fake handoff and then a receiver up the sideline ready to catch it and run. But just Hansen not able to quite connect with Hardiman there.
Good to see this. Derek Templeton, who was shaken up after the interception from Drew Thomas not too long ago, moments ago, back out there for punt coverage here at the top of your screen. It'll be Cash Marinko set to do the punting for Jones. Marinko, the backup quarterback on this team, and the holder and punter as well. Sporting the pink gloves, boots this one away. Nice kick. Boyles calls for the fair catch, and he'll have it just in front of the 20.
Good, strong punt there.
Kiefer, last drive, was able to run the ball all the way down the field and then got caught up in the end zone in short yardage. Ended up at fourth down, tried to pass, and it was intercepted in the end zone by Drew Thomas. He's got 2 interceptions through the first 2 games of this season. But they're back out here, and they'll start at the 23, and I expect them to go back to that run that was working so well last drive. Now they just need to see if they can finish off a drive with that.
Well, with only 8.5 minutes left in the game, you'd think they got to go for big chunk plays, which are more prone with the passing game. That has been ineffective for them so far.
Empty backfield, similar formation we've seen all night from Kiefer. Worley fixes a handoff to Morris, and he's got nowhere to go. Dropped immediately. And Jones wants to say they came up with the football. No indication of that. They're going to say he was down first. Either way, big stop immediately for the Jones defense. Lost a couple of yards even.
Yeah, Morris came across like they normally have, and just quarterback decides to keep it, and nothing was there.
Be 2nd and 12 here after the tackle for loss from the Jones defense. Time clicks under 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Worley looking to pass this time. Hit as he threw, and that one falls to the ground at the 50. Bybee was in the area close for a potential interception, and the pass rush got home that time and affected that throw.
It looked like the target was Brody Baxter, the 6-foot receiver out there on the slot. Good pressure by the defensive line to get there on the throw.
Definitely could not get as much on that one as he intended, and so that'll bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and 12 to be exact, from the 21. This point in the game, down in the fourth quarter, could be 4-down territory again. You could run here and then go for a pass, or they might just pass right away here. We'll see. Jones' pass defense has been really good all game long. Looks like they're going to run an option play here. Worley keeps up the middle, not going to have a lot of room. Hernandez in on the stop for Jones.
Looked like a speed option there for the quarterback, able to pitch if he wanted to, saw something at the middle he liked, and took it.
Picked up some yardage there to make it 4th and 9.
And it looks like Kiefer will roll at the punt team.
Jones, of course, going to have to be wary of stop taking off and running with it as he did earlier in this game. Thomas back around the 50 to return for Jones. Stop's got a good boot as the punter. We've seen him have a couple of nice punts in this game. Down to 7 minutes to go in this game when Jones will take the ball back with a 29-8 lead after this punt. Rolling out to the right. And now he will line drive, boot it away, and it's going to take a Kiefer roll all the way to the 25, and that's exactly where it'll check up. Nice punt that time from Blake Stop to flip the field.
Yeah, about a 44-yard punt there for Kiefer to flip the field on Jones.
They'll spot it at the 26, and that's where the Longhorn offense will take over. 6:43 to go in the fourth. Jones trying to improve to 2-0 on this young season. Defense has been outstanding all game long. The only score they've given up is when they took over with only 3 yards to go after an offensive fumble from Jones.
And they still made them work a lot for that score.
Hansen slings out to Carlos Hardiman Jr., and he will be pulled out of bounds. Can't be tackled. I mean, he is hard to bring down. They get him out of bounds, though, just shy of the first down.
Yeah, Morris able to get out there and just wrap him around and hold him until they get out of bounds.
Only going to be about half a yard shy of the first down, it looks like. That's a play they like to run a lot. And now it looks like they may be giving them the first down. They're going to move the sticks here for Jones, so they pick up 10 on that first down play. They like to get the ball to Hardiman on the perimeter and use his acceleration and shiftiness. That's what they did right there. 1st and 10 from the 36. Handoff for Johnson up the middle. Breaks the tackle. Now trying to go to the outside. Still going. Spinning away. Look at the legs move. It's going to take a lot to bring him down, and he's not the biggest guy, but he's all the way up to the 45.
He used his elusiveness to get past about 4 players there before getting brought down.
Looks like Bowman slow to get up for Kiefer, and now he is up but limping, and he's going to
hop off the sideline with one leg.
Trying to avoid any delay in the game here. He's able to get off under his own power. Checking in for him is Cooper Chalfant. I've been so impressed with Jonquay Johnson in this game, Boston. He's shown the speed and the burst, but also some really tough running right there.
Yeah, able to put his head down and pick it right back up to see nothing's there and find a way around the defense.
Another handoff for him. Hiller in a big hole up the middle. Now he's breaking to the outside, showing off the speed, cuts it back up the middle, spinning and down at the opposing 45-yard line. Boy, he is quick with those cuts, and he's not afraid to take a hit either.
Yeah, pulls that spin move out right there, but was hit by Desmond Nash, the 6'1", 220-pound defender for Kiefer, who's just big enough to bring him down.
Desmond Nash forced a fumble earlier in the game and then got that touchdown run. The only points of the game for Kiefer. Jose Taylor checks into the backfield for the Longhorns. Spares Jonquay Johnson, who has been money tonight. Jones typically passes more, but the running game has been so effective tonight they've not had to pass a ton. Taylor with a handoff now, and he just won't go down either. A small guy. We're going to have a flag on this, maybe with the way that he was tackled. We'll have to see, but, you know, Jose Taylor only listed at 5'5" and 168 pounds, and right there, he just shrugged off a tackle and kept going, picked up a couple of yards after what you would have thought would have been nothing.
Yeah, that was Desmond Nash again, who was trying to bring him down, but maybe that short stature of his helped him there as he was just able to bend over and shove that arm right off of him and keep going.
And he picked up a couple of yards, but then he also is going to tack on 15 more because of a face mask. That's how tough he was to bring down. They had to grab a hold of his face mask, which just is going to give Jones better field position and more yardage here.
Yeah, that's going to hurt the Kiefer defense here late in the game. When you're already down by 3 scores and you're just giving up penalties like that, not good.
Jose Taylor was a kid that I picked up on last year, watching him play in some of the blowouts when we would get in as a freshman, and just the way that he runs so tough, even with that small stature. I'm pretty much always coming away impressed when I see him run the football.
Yeah, it's a Deuce Vaughn K-State type player right there.
He's still in the game. He'll be with Hansen in the backfield here. Looks like it'll be a 2-receiver to the left set with one to the right. That's Carlos Hardiman. Going to be one-on-one with Boyles on the outside. Taylor runs in motion towards the right side. Hansen instead fake firing to the left. Now rolls, fires to the right, has Hardiman, spins around, and he will get up to the 25-yard line about. They'll mark him at the 24.
Yeah, Taylor just unable to pick up a block there, so 2 defenders get to Hardiman pretty easily.
The timing of that play may have been a tad off. Throw took longer to get out there than usual. They still are able to pick up a few yards, though. Give them a gain of a couple, make it 2nd and 8 from the 26. Taylor still the halfback at the left hip of Hansen. Similar formation here for the Jones offense. Handoff for Taylor out the middle. Has a big hole. Dom Harris paving the way. Taylor still on his feet inside the 20, just shy of the 25.
Yeah, it looked like a defensive lineman was able to get a hold of Taylor there, but he was able to spin away and gain some more yards there.
Dom Harris, the center, with a big-time block opening up that hole. Sporting number 50 there in the middle. Johnson checks back in. He's had a good drive as well. and a good night overall. 4:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Jones with a 29-8 lead and inside the red zone here at the 16 for a 1st and 10. Another handoff for John Quay Johnson up the left side. Cuts it back up the middle, trying to get skinny. He is up to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, tries to use that elusiveness there, fakes the outside and jukes back inward on the defender to able to get up and for more yards than he would have had he gone outside.
Just seems like he's got a high running back IQ, and what I mean by that is it seems like he knows when to cut, he knows when to go up the middle, knows when to go outside, knows when to spin. Seems like he knows exactly what he's doing when he gets the handoff.
Well, it seems like every Jones runner knows what they're doing. Everybody's elusive and powerful and just able to make the smart decision.
Credit to the players and a credit to the coaching staff as well. Johnson up the middle, cuts it back up inside, finds a hole, and he's in for the touchdown. He earned that one with some big runs earlier in this game, earlier in this drive. This time he finds pay dirt.
And here we are talking about IQ and patience, and that is exactly what led Johnson to that touchdown right there. Able to wait for the hole to open, cut through, able to view the field, and cut once more up for the touchdown.
Had 2 of them last week, in for another score this week to make it 35-8 Longhorns. Lindsey on for the extra point attempt. Been shakier than normal with them today. It's been really windy and has had a couple of bad snaps. That one nearly blocked. There's a flag on the play, but the extra point is good. We'll check the flag. Early indication is it's against Kiefer, and Jones will decline to accept the extra point. They lead 36-8 with 3:18 to go in the fourth quarter. Jones on their way to win number 2 on the season on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you with education and encouragement.
Jones leads 36-8 after the John Quay Johnson touchdown run. He had a couple of nice runs on that drive, a couple of nice runs from Jose Taylor as well. Put them in position for that TD from Johnson. Scoring recap brought to you by Jones Nutrition. They're a proud supporter of Jones Athletics. You can find them at 9244 Hiawassee Suite 400. Check them out on social media or just stop in and say hi. They're great people. They'll love to see you come into the store for some good nutritional drinks. Morris takes the kickoff, trying to run it back up the middle, has some room up to the 30, and going to take a few Longhorns to bring him down, and Kiefer will take the ball back with 3:09 to go in the fourth.
Yeah, Kiefer struggled on offense this game. Able to get a few good drives out, but just stalled by the Longhorn defense tonight.
Now they've gotten some big runs at times, but the Longhorn defense able to hold up in most situations. Anytime they can force passes, the Jones defense has been outstanding in pass coverage tonight.
They have, but the Jones defense on those passes has had help, unfortunately, from the Kiefer quarterback, who has been unable to throw a really accurate pass today.
With 3 minutes and 9 seconds left, we'll see if they continue with the run or switch to a pass-happy offense. Stop across the formation. He'll fake the handoff to him. Worley keeps it up the middle, and Ben Williams drives him back.
It just seems like on a couple of these runs, Worley keeps the ball when the better option would be to hand it off to the motion man.
Williams, just a sophomore, gets in some later game situations. Had a big touchdown run to cap off the game last week. Makes a nice stop in there. Short gain, 2 yards for Worley that time. Odd snap. Worley has it, trying to push forward, and he will be brought down. Chased down from behind by the Jones defensive line that time.
Yeah, snap just goes off to the side of Worley there. Not quite sure if it was supposed to be handed off or kept, but he just decides to keep it himself and goes for a couple yards.
Play went off schedule. He tried to make something out of it. Got back to the line of scrimmage to set up a 3rd and 8 from the 32. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the game. Worley fakes one handoff. Now up to Boyles. He's got nowhere to go either. The Jones defensive line not fooled that time.
Perfectly read there by the D-line, seeing the first fake and seeing the second motion guy coming across and reading that it's going to him and being able to be there and stop him in his tracks.
A lot of young guys on this Jones defense, even if they are experienced. We obviously have normally DeBusk in the middle, the senior at linebacker, and Wiley at the line as well. But a lot of underclassmen on this defense, and they are showing to be really good and really smart early.
Mm-hmm. And that's good to see for future years coming.
Stop on to punt another one away. Rolls to the right and kicks this one. Another boomer, and Thomas will just let that one go. It'll check up and now roll to the 30 and stop right about there. Call it the 29-yard line. That's where Jones will take over with 1:05 left in this game. Well on their way to win number 2 on this young season.
Yeah, I think we can expect just see Jones kneel it out here, finish off the game. Good victory for them tonight.
Cash Marinko in at quarterback. Defense, the star of the show, and the running game, of course. But the defense, to me, really the star of the show for Jones in this game, Boston.
Yeah, they did a great job of stopping Kiefer in their tracks no matter where they went. Let up a few bigger plays here and there, but overall, just absolute lockdown on them tonight.
Marinko kneels this one out. And they'll have to kneel one more, and then Jones will have win number 2 on the season and their first win of the season in front of this home crowd that showed out and always shows out for them. And they put on a show. 36-8 will be the final score. Jones will win it. The only touchdown allowed from the Jones defense was after a Jones offensive fumble that set up Kiefer at the 3-yard line. Other than that, the Jones defense was unstoppable.
Yeah, great play by the Kiefer defense on that fumble, able to force it and force a miscommunication between the back and the quarterback that allowed them to just take over at the 3-yard line.
Marinko takes the second kneel down, and the clock will tick down. That'll do it. Jones, 36-8, a win over Kiefer in front of the home crowd. Defense, as we talked about, a ton of turnovers, a forced fumble, and 3 interceptions. One from Jesse Hernandez off a tip of Cade Templeton. Then Templeton got one of his own, and then Drew Thomas, his second interception in as many weeks, capped off a big-time performance from the defense, and the run game was the story on offense. John Quay Johnson with a touchdown run and a lot of good runs from him. Hansen, 2 touchdown runs. DeBusk, 2 touchdown runs. That's exactly what you want to see. I might even have to give the player of the game on offense to the Jones offensive line tonight.
Yeah, they did a great job of forcing that defensive line back, opening up holes, and allowing their runners to get through those gaps and make the defense pay.
Well, Boston, thank you for joining me here tonight. Jones put on a show for you, and they are 2-0 on this young season.
Thanks for having me, Zach. It was a pleasure.
For all of us here at the Oklahoma Sports Network, I'm Zach Reynolds. We'll see you next time.